Hi, good morning and welcome to Simply Narelle Stitches. I am Narelle from Simply Narelle, and this is my little corner of the internet on YouTube where I talk about my cross stitch. So welcome. If you're new here, I hope you like what I show, and if you're a long-term subscriber and viewer, thank you so much for coming back. This is Flosstube 53 and it's the 1st of June 2026. Oh my gosh, June already. Can you believe it? First day of winter here in Australia, and oh my gosh, the Flosstuber itchy nose has started already. Anyway, first day of winter here in Australia, and it's starting to get cold. I am in Brisbane, and it is so much more milder here than where I grew up in Sydney. But I sort of think I'm becoming acclimatized because now winters are feeling cold and they never used to. I remember coming up winter school holidays to visit my parents when they moved up here, and we'd always go, oh, it's not that cold, and we'd still be walking around with shorts and t-shirt on, and mum and dad would have the heater on, trackie pants, you know, jumpers and stuff like that, and we go, oh, no, it must be way hot. And now we've been here for 9 years and we are starting to feel the cold. It's like, I don't think I could survive now in Sydney in the winter. It'd be way too cold. Anyway, let's get on to the cross stitch. I only have 7 projects to show you, so this is not going to be a really long video. Short and sweet, I guess, straight to the point. And let's get on with it. So the first one I have to show you is, sorry about the crinkly bags, I do make all my own project bags, and I make them and sell them on Etsy and my website as well if you're interested. Shameless plug right there. So I make, oh my gosh, now it's caught. Okay, so I make all my own project bags. Beautiful cotton padded, full fabric, lining matches the outside. It's not same material, but it will always match the outside in color, whatever. Okay, just so you know. So that's my standard bag, and then I do make a bigger 12 by 12, and I've even got some bigger ones on there at the moment. So anyway, but I keep them in my Amazon plastic Chinese bag because I have so many, you can see in my shelves back there, that they do not fit well just with the fabric on fabric trying to push them in. They slide in a lot better with plastic against plastic. It's a slipperier surface, so they slide in a lot better, and I can squish more into my shells. Anyway, right, where are we? First project I worked on, first WIP, was Bianca Bella by Mirabilia. That is what she will look like when she is done. Beautiful. Love it. One of the older Mirabilias where they're also graceful and elegant and flouncy and gorgeous. Okay, so this one I worked on once for 265 stitches. And I do have a hanging thread. I just could not keep my eyes open any longer and I needed to stop stitching, but I had too much thread on my needle to finish it, so I'm just letting it hang. Right, and that is where she is right now. So I worked on her hair, finished her, except for there, I sort of finished her hair from the top down, and it's all black, 310, and then there's a green in there. I don't know if you can see that light a bit. That's actually like a green. Oh, I've got to do something about this lighting. Yeah, that's a green. And all the spaces you can see that I missed, that is where beads are eventually going to go. And then I started on her face, so she looks a bit freaky at the moment. She's got eyes, and I guess that's the start of a nose or something. It just looks really weird. It's like she's got the gaps. She's got half a face, and that's why the thread is hanging. I just couldn't finish the face. I was trying to get it done, but I just couldn't keep the eyes open anymore, and went, bedtime. So this is all I have for her. So I started in the middle and then worked to the top, and now I am working down. And this is on a piece of opalescent mint green fabric by Paddock Lane Designs, and it's an 18 count Aida. It's a beautiful mint colour. It will not show they're sort of slightly there because my lights are that I have up the top of my desk are daylight glow, so they're really super bright. And I've got to angle them. You can probably see my forehead is lighter than the rest of me because of the way I've got them angled. If they were straight down on the desk, you wouldn't be able to see a thing. They're just way bright. But anyway. Oh, and I am, in a few months, I think I'm going to rearrange things in here, maybe. And then I hopefully will be able to have the window, which is over here, curtains open when I film, so it's natural daylight coming in, which hopefully will be a bit better. But I just got so much rubbish up the back end of my office over that way, that way, that I don't want you to see it. It's a bit of a mess. So I tidy that and I should be right. Okay. Next. So Bianca Bella was Mirabilia May, all that sort of mania thing that I was doing. Now this is a WIP Go catch up. So I believe this was a March WIP Go. And we are talking Cornwall Cottage Sampler by Rosewood Manor. Love this. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, man. And this is being stitched on a piece of 32 count Belfast cream linen. Love this. I think I'm going to buy a bolt of this because it's my favorite fabric. All right, so I worked on this once and got 443 stitches in. Oh, sorry. Choking on air. That is where it is now. Look at those colours. Oh, it's washing out, but they are so pretty. Deep burgundies, greens, and a taupey colour. Now, I do believe I converted these. Maybe let me have a look. Let me have a look. Wait. Before I say the wrong thing. Because a lot of, yes, Weeks Dye Works. A lot of Rosewood Cottage Weeks Dye Works. And there's no DMC conversion. So I have done my own conversion. You'll see that's the Weeks Dye Works she has listed there. And that is my conversion over to the side. But I love how this is coming out. So my 443 stitches I did. I had done that flower. So I did all this and all that, basically. And that was my, and I had already done this. So I just basically did that inner border, which is this bit around. It's a working copy, that's why it's paper and not the booklet. So that is the frame around that pot in the middle. Loving it. Just loving it. I could have kept going on this one, but no, I need to give all my WIPs some love. I have some WIP Go catch up, lots of WIP Go catch up to do. So, yeah, I had to call it quits, but could have kept going on that forever. Okay, next up we have the one I'm using for Rugby League Rumble, which is a concept I got from, who was it? Kim Hollenbach, I think. She started Gridiron Grind, and the idea is to pick a piece for your team you're supporting and a piece for the opposition that they're playing. And you do so many stitches for their scores. We don't have Gridiron in Australia, obviously, but we have Rugby League. So I follow my local team, the Redcliffe Dolphins. So I decided to choose a piece to stitch whenever they play, and whatever their score is, I times it by 10, and that's how many stitches I put into it. Now, for quite a few months, I wasn't actually doing it because I'd sort of lost interest in all the games and stuff like that. So I have a lot to catch up on. Here's my bit of paper. Hang on. Okay, and my team I follow, unfortunately, quite prolific scorers. So when they score big. and they actually in last year's comp scored the most points out of every team. So yeah, I'm in for a lot of stitches. Okay, so they didn't play this week. They had a bye, which means they had a rest week, but it was the State of Origin. So if you're in Australia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a rugby league follower, it's Queensland versus New South Wales, and they played Wednesday night, first game in the 3-game series, and Queensland lost. Yeah, but anyway, we played really well. We were the better playing team on the night, so yeah, I won't go any further, but I don't like the ref. But anyway, so I worked on this one so in lieu of the bye that my team had, I stitched for when State of Origin was on, or for that night, and it's I'll Be Home Cottages All in One by the Twin Peak Primitives. And it's Nurda, who passed away, not Nanda. I don't know where I got that name from, but anyway. I am no good with names. Anyway, so that is what I'm stitching. I'm up to the July cottage, so there's a lot, and these are quite big for an all-in-one piece. They're massive. And I'm doing it on a piece of 18 count Rustico, so, you know, I really should have gone a linen and done 1/1 because these are massive. So anyway, that is where I'm up to. That is July, and I stitched on it for that one night and got 760 stitches in. So even though Twin Peak Primitives are not American, they do a lot of US themed things, because I suppose that's the biggest market. So July being, you know, 4th of July, they have banners here, red, white and blue, and in the pots they had American flags, which I'm not putting in, but they do have flags by the front door. So thinking about it, I should have changed the colors, but I didn't. But anyway, so it's blue at the top and red down the bottom, and they do have some French knots, I believe, and some white back stitching. On the flags, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to leave them like that, so it's not excessively American, like, you know. So anyway, I think I filled in all this. So I'd done a fair bit of the yellow. I finished the yellow. I filled in up here and basically, you know, did the door, did the flags. That now I'm pretty sure is just about complete. There's a little bit more. Actually, I didn't do up here. There's a little bit more to do up there and a little bit there, and then I can move over to the other section of the cottage, but that's another page. So that's where the page finishes. So that's I'll Be Home Cottages. So this one stays out, and it will get worked on every time they play. So let me just pop this away. Okay, sorry if this video seems a bit choppy. I do have to keep stopping to blow my nose. It's really runny. Anyway, too much information, I know. And I won't sniff. I try very, very hard not to sniff on video. I have a condition, and I can't remember what it's called, where you can't stand the sound of people sniffing, chewing, noises like that. And I've had it my whole life. I remember being really young, and I had an uncle who came to visit who always jingled his car keys in his pocket, or in the other pocket he'd have lolly wrappers, and he was always playing with the wrappers, and it drove me insane. I couldn't stand to be around the man. And it's only, you know, in the later years of my life that I've realised this isn't normal. And I researched and went, oh, that's what I have. Okay, I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so I actually have a few Flosstubers that I used to watch all the time. But then they kept sniffing through their videos and going, yep, no. And I gave them a few more videos and went, no, sorry, I'm not listening to that. I cannot stand it. So I at least don't watch them anymore, which is really sad. But anyway, I can't help it. Anyway, that was a little tangent, wasn't it? And I didn't tell you, on my I'll Be Home Cottages, I now have 1,007 stitches to make up from when I missed doing it through all those months that they played. They start in late February. Let me see, when are they playing this week? Must be a weekend game. All right, so they're playing Saturday. So between now and Saturday, I'm going to try and get some more stitches in, because they're probably going to score, you know, add more to the tally come Saturday. So I'll try and keep that at a reasonable total. Okay, next is Tisket a Tasket by Rosewood Manor. Again, working copy. I just photocopied the booklet so I don't have to keep the booklet in my bag and destroy it. Love this as well. And I love a sampler or anything that has a beautiful border. It's the border that attracts me to the piece. So, you know, all the schoolgirl samplers that are just like alphabets and stuff, they don't appeal to me. It's the samplers that have a border that appeal to me. So, a Tisket a Tasket, love this. Karen hit it out of the park with these couple that she brought out, I think, around the same time. Beautiful. This one is being done on a piece of, I'll tell you, 32 count Belfast Platinum by Zweigart. And again, my own colour conversions, I think, because she would have done a WIPS Dye Works. Yes, and I have, again, converted it to DMC down here. So, you know me, I'm not into buying the expensive flosses for a piece. The fabric's bad enough. Gosh, I'll tell you that little story later. Right, here is where I am. Okay, so, oh my goodness, you don't come here to have a professional video, do you? Wait 1 second. Okay, here we go. There you are. Oh, that'll do. Okay, so I worked on this once for 326 stitches. This one is really slow going because there's a lot of changes, and I don't feel like I can carry behind very far because it is quite thin. You can see through it, like you can see me, look, through there, like you can see my glasses through there. So anything I carry is going to be seen. Some fabrics you can get away with it, some you can't. This one you can't, and there's a lot of color changes in a small area on this piece. So it is slow going, but I am loving it. And again, I've hit the border of the middle. So like the Cornwall Cottage sampler, this one has a big border around the side, around the edges, and then you get into the middle. So I've hit this border here now. So this is slow going, but it's worth it, I think, because it's absolutely beautiful. Love it. Sorry, that's my needle winder back shooting on the desk. And my overlock is broken, so I can't go around the edges of that fabric. I should have long before now, but it's broken, so I can't do that. I do need to fix it. Okay. Next up, if you have watched my last video, you'll know that I've changed my 60 by 60 rules. So I am going to occasionally pop in a piece that is not on my plans, as in not a piece for the theme of that month or a WIP Go catch up. It's a piece that I want to try and get finished for in my 60th year next year, or from August onwards this year. So I picked up the When Witches Ride. This one is really close to a finish, and I'm hoping I can get it finished in the next 2 weeks. So that is beautiful. I love it. I love all the words and the funky little house. It's just so nice. All right, so this one I worked on 3 times and did a whole 2,041 stitches. Yeah. So I worked down here. I'll show you first where I worked, and I'll show you the whole thing. So I worked down here, and yes, yeah, if you've been here a little while, you know how I said I really wish I had chosen purple instead of green. And then what did I do? I had the suggestion by Mia to put purple in down the bottom instead of the green because I wanted purple. And then I was merrily stitching away and went, I think I got like around here and went, oh, I was meant to be doing this in purple. I could not be bothered unpicking it, seriously, so it's going to be green. So I worked all this, that's a complete page. So I only have one more page to do. It's not even a full page really, it's like a half page, I guess. So that was 2041 stitches because that bottom bit is full coverage. And this is where it is right now. See, there's only that little bit down the bottom. So I am hoping that I can pull this out every couple of days and do a couple of hundred stitches in it. And then it should be finished in the next 2 weeks. Yes, and then that'll be finish 48 or something on my 60 by 60. I don't know. I'll let you know when I get there. And that's being done on a piece of 18 count hand dyed Ada by Paddock Lane Designs, and I think this was, is 18 count? So lovely to stitch on, so easy to stitch on. Doesn't say. I don't know what that means. Something L. Oh, it's a 14 count. Yes, that's why it's so easy. It's a 14 count hand dyed Ada by Paddock Lane Designs. And I think this is in, she had a sale of mist dyes or something, and I got it really cheap because there was one tiny little piece on here that had another colour on it, and I think I've covered that anyway, so in my pattern. So that one will be staying out and worked on periodically as well. Next we have one for a WIP Go catch up. And is it? Yes, WIP Go catch up. Oh, I've wrecked that picture. It is another Mirabilia. It is Tree of Hope. That is what it's going to look like when it is finished. I am up in the tree. And I have worked on this once. And I put 632 stitches into it. And that is where it is right now. There's a little bit extra down there of the tree trunk, but not much to see. So that's where it is now. And I am filling in this side of the tree. So I worked my way up. I think the brown branch was done. I'm doing the coloured fill in, and then I'm working now here up. And I thought my colours were a little bit off, but they're not actually. Looking at it, they're pretty spot on. Alright, so here you'll see these pale blue variegated leaves down here, and this, I don't know if you can see it, the blue and green variegation in there. So these leaves here and that bit in there. Obviously Caron water lilies are called for. I'm not buying them, so I'm substituting with my own cottage garden threads. And those two are, which is working out pretty good, I must say, Billabong for the green and blue. And the other one is Sherbet for the lighter leaves. So that's the pale, oh no, they're a mess. Pale blue and the lightish, like emerald, light emerald green. So I was worried that those two greens wouldn't go and play nice together, wouldn't work together. But they're pretty similar to what was called for. There's an olive green and a dark blue, which is that one. And this sort of like a sherbet, that's what it's called. It's like a pale blue and a green, pretty much the same. So they are working well. And did I tell you how many I did? 600 and something? Yeah, 632 stitches. And I'm doing this on a piece of Zweigart khaki 28 count. It says summer khaki. I don't know what summer is actually a name, or if it's just someone's written that on there. I don't know. Got it off a D-Stash group. So again, that is where it is. And this is a March, I believe it's a March WIP Go catch up. Because I only have one more March WIP Go catch up to do, and then I'll be up to working on April's. Oh, what are we? June. We just had the, obviously, 1st of June, new projects called, and I'm still on March. Gosh. Anyway, oh my gosh, go in there. And then last WIP I have to share with you that I worked on yesterday, which is the last day of autumn, so it was very good timing. And I'm talking about Autumn Montage by Pain Free Crafts, artwork by Janet Stever. These are retired now from Pain Free Crafts. You can get these in jigsaw puzzles, I found, which would be a whole lot quicker than the cross-stitch version. Anyway, so that's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I worked on this just yesterday and got into it 707 stitches. And this is where I'm at. What is that? I can see a round, oh, I know what that was. Okay, that is where we are. Wait a minute. Okay, that is where we are. So that's the first page. It's not finished. There's lots of confetti down here that I do need to fill in. But that was 707 stitches, and it's at 1.98%. This is 18 count Ada, just white Ada. Okay, so the way I normally do my full coverages is I pick my symbol top left and work wherever the string goes. So a cross country full coverage stitch up, and I work my way across the top of the page and then come down. So picking symbols left to right, across and down. Well, I got the urge last night after I'd filled in, you know, quite a bit of confetti. I got the urge last night to try parking. I will occasionally park. So in my cross country, if I have, you know, a piece down, a colour that I'm stitching up here and then it's down here, if I think it's too far to park and there's nothing around it indicating where it needs to go, I will sometimes park it if I think it's too far to go to stitch it and get it wrong. Because I did that in my very first full coverage I did, and I had a bit that was really, really wrong, but it was only foliage, so you couldn't tell, and I got away with it. And that's because I had counted incorrectly a long way away and then stitched as if I was right, and I didn't park, I just stitched. And then unfortunately I used that stitch as a marker for others, for placement of other stitches, so then the whole other section was wrong. Yeah, so I've learned my lesson. So I sort of will end the thread. If I have to go too far away, I will end the thread and then pick it up, you know, start a new thread when I get down to wherever the rest of that colour is. I want to try parking because I want to eliminate errors, because, you know, that's no fun trying to fudge, and sometimes you can't fudge. And some of the pieces I've got coming up is like, well, if it's in the middle of a cat's face or something, or a particular object, it's going to be really obvious if that piece is out of shape or just looks wrong. So I thought, no, I need to try and park and see how I go. So I didn't finish this page. I wanted to start the parking. So I started on the second page up here, and I did the first block there, and then parked where they went. Now some of them went a long way away. Okay, so I have a question with parking. Because I don't use gridded fabric, I have to hope that they are right, that when I get to it, that I will know that they're wrong. And because I'm not using them as a placement for other stitches, it doesn't matter if it's wrong. I'll pick it up, you know, as I get to it, hopefully. So if you're a full coverage stitcher, tell me, how far away do you park? So like, is that too far? So that's the first 10 by 10 block on the second page. Right down here, that's the last 10 by 10 block on the page. Is that too far to park? Should I finish the string and then pick it up again when it comes down here? Now, this one over here is actually in the next block across, because it was not in that column, that first 10 by, or that first, you know, 10 stitch column. It wasn't in that column again, but it was in this one. So I parked it over there. So I don't know what's the, I mean, I know everyone's got their own method of parking. There's no right and wrong way, but I guess I'm just going to have to work out my own way. If I'm going to park, work out my own way that works for me. But it is so hard and so tempting to not do stitches that you can see that are not in that column. So like there was some here that you can see that's the start of a branch, and there's more stitches of this over here. And when I was doing it, it's like, oh, I still want to do these too. Like they're just there. But no, I got to park it down here where it comes back in over here somewhere. And it's like, oh, but I want to keep going on that. It was so hard to resist that temptation. But I will say it is slower doing the one stitch, or I didn't do like, you know, just row by row. I treated that whole block as if there was a stitch up here and then one down here in the same block, I would do them, but I wouldn't go outside that block. I would park after that first 10 by 10 block, if that makes sense. So I don't know how I'll keep going with the parking, but I guess I have to give it a go. Otherwise I'll never know if I can do it or like it. So, but anyway, that was my little experiment last night. And they are all my WIPS. Yay, short and sweet. Now I don't know how long I've been going for, because I've started this about 3 times when I had to stop and blow my nose. Anyway, that's all I worked on this week. That should have been 7 WIPS. Okay, going forward, plans, and then giveaway winner, and then our next giveaway. So it is just Kits June, yay, and I've spun the wheel, and the first kit it's come up with is golfing partners. So I don't have it here. I should grab it. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. Oh my god, that took forever. Not that you knew, because I cut that bit out. This is the one that I'll be working on tonight, golfing partners. Now I have finished the male, so I'll be starting the female golfer tonight. And I'll show you the male in case you are new here. That is Mr. Golfer. So where is he? Mr. Golfer, right there. So this is a kit by Elsa Williams, and I will just count across, I don't know, maybe just past the line there, and then start Mrs. Golfer. So I won't get much done. It'll just be water, I think, to start with. There you go, there's Mr. Golfer. So that's the first of my Just Kits June project. Cool. So I only got 22 kits. So when I have finished all of them, because I've got them on a wheel, and once they are spun, they come off the wheel. So for the rest of the month after that, I might just focus on the WIP Go catch-up pieces, because, you know, I have a lot of them to catch up on. All right. So, all right, our giveaway from last week. We were giving away the Rose and the Giant Pear from Hands Across the Sea. And our winner is Jill Potiet, FD5X1. I like your little FD5X1 on the end. That's YouTube for you, giving people weird names. So Jill, please email me. The email will be in the box below. Send me your email address and I'll pop that in the mail for you. Okay. Now, we've got another giveaway. If you would like to win this chart that I have here, be 18 or over so I can ask for your email address. Don't say free, giveaway, any of those trigger words. This week we are giving away, I am giving away Anne Morrison. It's a little bit crumpled. Sorry, you can see it. It's been used and loved. Even though I did have, you know, I made a working copy of it. I unfortunately kept it in my project bag, and you know how they're squished in the shelf. They just get a bit mangled. So it's a little bit mangled. It's not in pristine condition, but it has been loved, you know. So anyway, this is Anne Morrison. It was an exclusive for Traditional Stitches in Canada, which unfortunately are closing down. So if you want to jump over there and grab a bargain and see what they have left, I think they have 40% off everything at the moment. So jump over there and check them out. And yeah, this was Traditional Stitches, exclusive for them. Now it doesn't have a border, you know, like I love a border, but I do love all these symbols down here, and I sort of fell in love with it. And it was a stitch along, I believe, in 2020, which, you know, it took me a lot longer than that to do it. But if you want this, say the word, or put the word below traditional. So TRADITIONAL, traditional. So I'll put it on the screen. Does it say there that it's for Traditional Stitches? So there, traditional. Okay, pop that in your comment below. You don't have to put it as part of a sentence or anything like that. You can just put traditional and be done. And I will put you in the draw next week for that chart. And I will draw that before I come on next Monday. So you've probably got till maybe like 10 a.m. next Monday before I will draw for the winner. So that is it for me. Yeah, that's it. If you've got this far, thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this video, give me the thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to come on every week. There may be the occasional week that I miss, but it's okay. I'll pop a message up, a little post to say that I'm not coming on or whatever, in case you want to know what's going on. And that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic week. I hope you get lots of stitching in. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye-bye.